I am seeking redemption. I also need a haircut. What I seem to make redemption for is 2 years ago, I made a video where I painted, boom, this Hasbro Boba Fett helmet. And to be honest with you, it's a bunch of hot garbage. The helmet isn't too bad. It's painted a little weird. And the video is pretty good. For a first time YouTube video, that is not a bad video. And I'm sticking by that opinion. I was gonna take my coat off, but my shirt's covered in cat hair. How do I plan on redeeming my painting and video editing skills, you may ask? Well, what I say is, it is out with the old and in with the new. This is my full early 2000s Phase 1 Hasbro clone helmet that I once again bought at a garage sale for a very low price. Like, I know most of you aren't like gigantic nerds like I am. I don't think people just understand the big deal about like these full like Hasbro helmets that they used to sell. They used to sell these to kids, to children. Can you imagine if Star Wars people had these now? Where in the toy section of Walmart you could just go and buy a full clone helmet. You know how much they would lose their minds? And in the early 2000s they were just like, here kid, have a full replica of a clone helmet, $30, it's all yours. Now, years and years later, in the low price of $10, it is now mine. Also about that, the helmet has a name in there. Adam. Shout out to Adam. Your mom's selling your stuff at a garage sale. You may also notice that this helmet is not really in its best shape. The reasons it looks so bad are partially Adam's fault. I don't know what he did to the helmet, but it looked ferocious when I got it. The other part was definitely my fault. The helmet looks bad right now because I've already started working on it. I filmed one intro for this video and it was really long because I rambled on about spray paint and like Star Wars and stuff. So this is take number 2. We're trying it again. All the helmet has on it right now is just like copious amounts of wood filler. That's because there's like panel lines all over this helmet. I don't know if you can see this. There's panel lines all over this helmet. And so I just like slapped them with wood filler to fill in those lines so we'll just get more of a smoother, cohesive look. And then I'm also going to put that, I forgot what it's called. Filler primer. Woo! Filler primer. We're gonna put filler primer in there, like we do with the 3D prints, and it'll just smooth it out. But before we do that, we have to put on the plastic parts. The whole thing with what happened with the plastic parts is like these helmets that they sell, the visor isn't right. It needs to be like skinnier, and so you can buy these like parts on like Etsy. That's what I did. That like crops it right, and then you get like a skinnier visor look. Well, I ordered some off of Etsy. I'm like, oh great, these look perfect. And so, a few weeks go by, they don't show up. And so I tell the guy, I ordered these plastic parts. In like 2 weeks, they don't show up. I'm gonna tell this story while I'm gluing. I tell like the Etsy person, I'm like, hey yo, my parts didn't show up. And he's like, oh, that's no problem. I guess they got lost in the mail or something because I shipped them. I'll send you some new ones. And I'm like, well, great. And because he's like super nice, he sends me some other pieces that like go on the helmet too that I didn't order as like a sorry, you know. And so then I'm waiting for the new pieces, and then I don't know what happened. The old pieces show up at the same time as the new pieces. And so now I feel bad because I shouldn't, but I do feel bad because I, you know, unknowingly made the guy send me 2 pieces when the original ones were gonna show up anyways. And then I also read the description wrong. I thought they were going to be like cut pieces of like hard plastic, but I get them here and they're 3D printed. I was like, oh, I could have made these. Not only did I spend money on these, but I made somebody send me 2 pairs of them. I gotta hold this in place, but the glue is leaking. I got glue on my lip. I can't touch it together. I got glue on my lip. Okay, well with that fiasco now handled with, I think the helmet looks a lot better. I really do. I didn't think it was going to change that much, but it definitely does have a different profile with the visor. And it looks a lot better. I like it. And with that done, we can get back to what I was originally doing before I had to refilm this intro. Welcome to outside. It's so stupid. So all I'm going to do is just sand the primer, not the primer, the wood filler off the helmet. It's very humid and also pretty windy. It's actually supposed to rain, now that I think about it. Hopefully this won't take too long. There goes a train. Definitely a train. How long does a train take? One train. Can you guys hear it? Apparently it takes 3 minutes and 14 seconds. Over. That's how long we've been waiting on a train. My hand sander actually got wet the other day, so hopefully it still works and it doesn't shock me. There we go. Instead of showing a sanding montage set to music, because I finally learned those are very boring, we will be interviewing this local weasel I found that smells like fish. Local weasel that smells like fish, what do you think about the Christmas season starting earlier and earlier every single year? Thank you for your time. Look, there we go. Look at how smooth this turned out. This is just like 2 passes with the wood filler. I'm not sure you can see this or if it's all blown out, but it is like so smooth. Like with the 3D prints, it takes forever to fill in all those little gaps with like wood putty and things like that. It takes forever. And in just like 2 passes, this is like probably ready for the primer, and then you can paint it. In fact, I wasn't gonna prime it today, but it's supposed to rain for like the next 2 days, so I should probably do it now. I won't get into it. Yeah. I should prime it. I need my tape. Tripped on a branch. Oh, it's hot outside. Spider, I need you to move. Need you to move. Spider, move. Spider, move. Spider, move. Move, spider. Got the tape. Taping up these visors like this always reminds me of when like I first started making like costumes, like helmets. I didn't know how to make like a see-through plastic or even get my hands on that. I didn't even know where you would do that. So the helmets I would make would have like 1 of 2 options. They would either have no visor, they would just have a hole where you could see my eyes, or if I really wanted it to look like a visor, I would just paint like black, like shiny black, so it looked like it had a visor, but I couldn't see out of it. So I would just be like stumbling around with a bucket on my helmet, on my head. I'd be stumbling around with a bucket on my head. And it's amazing I didn't get hit by a car or something. And we're back to catch up. So after I was done sanding the helmet, I put a nice gray primer on there, and then I put a base coat of white. You're caught up. The printer's almost done making something. I can't concentrate right now. Our next step will be the design of the helmet. So you see all the clones within the Clone Wars, to show personality of their own and individuality, they paint their helmets in special and unique ways and give each other nicknames, usually having to do something with the paint job. Printer's done. Printer's done. You guys don't know what the hell this is right now, but just you wait till next video. And this stage is exactly where a lot of decision making had to happen. See, and that's also a whole reason I'm not going to try to step off into a rant, because that's the reason I had to re-record the whole first session, is that I looked far and wide for some type of categorization of like way clones have like painted their helmets. And I could not find one. You find the popular ones, all the ones everybody likes, but you don't find any like unique special ones. That was until I found this. I found this random Facebook post that I then tracked down to a DeviantArt page that has some unique clone helmets that someone had actually designed themselves that were not actually in the show. I particularly fell in love with this one right here. So that will be the design I will be using for my helmet. Now the original post had the design in like a dark gray. I will be using a gloss burgundy. Here's the part where we step off into some serious nerd. The red burgundy color is usually associated with the clone troop of the 87th Sentinel Corps. The color I'm using is not exact, but it is pretty close. The helmet I'm creating here today, I'm not trying to actually create with anything within the Star Wars canon, meaning I'm not trying to recreate anything that's appeared in a Star Wars media. Instead, I'm creating something kind of new on its own. A thought process I had for the helmet was kind of more of like a, I don't know, like a firefighter aesthetic. Because of all the sanding I had to do on the helmet, it did create more of like a textured finish, and it does kind of look, it kind of gives that appearance of like a fringed paint almost. Not only did I aesthetically like the front design, but I also thought it kind of fit into the theme of like a maybe flame trooper or fire trooper, because it does kind of resemble a flame. And then I'm also not just going to be completely copying the design. I have some more aspects of my own, of maybe putting maybe some numbers or decals on the side. But now to the fun part. Boom. I got some thin painter's tape right here. I'm just going to be freehanding the design onto the helmet. That's one of the luxuries you get when you're not trying to just exactly copy something. You're trying to just kind of freeball it. That'd be the right word, freeball it. Doesn't that mean like when you're not wearing underpants? We're freeballing. Can't find the end of the tape. There it is. Tape. I prefer working with tape over super glue any day of the week. I hate super glue so much. It's one of those things that I don't work with it because I like it. It's like it's the only option. If there was anything but super glue, I would take it. I hate super glue so much. My hope for this video is that somehow that Adam sees it. I really hope Adam sees this video. That'd be the coolest. He can be like, wow, I remember that. Can't believe my mom sold that at a garage sale. I could be like that cool guy making something weird. I think it's looking pretty good so far. I doubt you can see that. That looks pretty good.
Much later.
Boom! Taping's done. Okay. Thought I had to burp. It wouldn't come out. After like 2 hours of detailed like taping, just taping for 2 hours, it's done. I'm tired. Bro, I am legitimately tired from taping. It's also daylight savings time. That might have something to do with it. But this is the design I settled on. I only deviated from the original like a little bit here. Let me clip this microphone. I don't want to have to get up. I'm just filming this with my phone. So yeah, I kept a lot of the original like spiky designs and this nice like offset pattern thing here. And then I also added some of these like just like little stripes right here. Because I like them. Somebody's messaging me. Stop messaging me while I'm recording. There was no back to the helmet, so that's where I had to get like creative with my design. I just followed this stripe that was in the original design, and then I just made this V shape with a nice little like, I don't know, like medic cross or something. I don't know. I thought it was fitting. I like it. Shut up. And then these gaps. I just left these gaps bare because I thought it would look cool. Bro, what's wrong with doing something just because it looks cool? But yeah, I'm really happy with the design. And there is just one last step on our journey, and that is to go outside and paint. The painting stage is always a really cool part of the process, but I feel like there's like a extra level of tension right now, because I usually like test paints, but I just didn't do that on this project. That's always
better to test paints before using them.
I don't know. Makes for better video. So when I spray this on here, that's gonna be like the first time I like really see the color. So this is either gonna be like a really cool, like good reveal, or just like wasted hours of work. So we'll find out. Okay, gonna spray it on in 3, 2, 1. Next day. So the paint did like darken after a few like coats. It did take like a few like heavy coats, and it finally did darken. It is like a very unique color. I really like it. So now that I've let it dry overnight, this is pretty much like the big reveal. I need to just start peeling off the tape. If you don't know what these like plastic pre-made helmets are like famous for, is that paint doesn't necessarily want to stick to them. That's why I sanded it so hard in the first place. So a lot of times, if you didn't do it right, when you start peeling off this tape, the paint's just gonna go with it. So let's find out. I'm actually gonna start here in the back. I just need to find this seam. So far, so good. We don't have any type of seepage. Seepage? Drips. Runs? No. We don't have any runs in the paint so far. Oh, we got some drips right here. We got like the bad kind of drips, not the good kind, not like Goku in the Supreme hoodie. You guys are missing out on some like satisfying tape peels right now, but I'm not willing to Wow. Wow, okay. Damn. This is cool. I'm sorry, this is cool. Okay, with giant tape ball in hand, I think it's finally time for the big reveal, and I should show you guys. You ready? Hey, you there! Are you enjoying this video? I mean, what a silly question, right? Of course you are. If you really are enjoying the video as much as you say, maybe you should go down there and, you know, hit that subscribe button. That's all I'm saying. It's just an idea. But anyway, back to the video. Okay, so actually it's the next day. Like I said, the paint dripped a little bit, and for just like the big super reveal, I wanted to like fix it. I didn't want to just like, you know, tease it like, oh, here's the broken one, I'm gonna fix it later. Just for the big like dramatic moment, I wanted to like get it perfect. So here it is. Look how freaking, ow, microphone fell. Look how freaking cool this is. Okay, we're not in frame at all. There we go. This thing turned out amazing, but this just turned out this beautiful maroon color. I had to like ad-lib the back, and I really like it. This thing just turned out like crazy good. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I did not have high expectations going into this. I was like, yeah, this will be a fun project, but I'm not sure, you know, how good it's gonna turn out. It'll be fun. This is legitimately one of my favorite helmets I've made out of everything. Well, did I technically make it? I'm gonna say yeah. I don't care if you buy raw materials yourself and build it from scratch, or you just put a lot of extensive work into it. If you put enough work into it, you made it. And trust me, I put some work into this helmet, so I'm gonna go ahead and say I made it. Just this burgundy color. I love this burgundy color. It is so unique in something it seems like we don't see very much in Star Wars. So it just really stands out against that white background. This is, I'm just blown away. And when I pair it, when I compare it to like the Boba Fett helmet, like here that I painted in like the first video I was talking about, the Boba Fett helmet, it's good. It's good. This is fantastic. This is brilliant, but I prefer this. But honestly, I think I've redeemed myself. This is just, I can't go on. I'm just going on and on about it, how much I love this helmet. This is so freaking cool. This is going up on the wall. This is being displayed. Everybody that comes over, they are going to look at it, and I'm going to tell them everything about it, and I'm going to send them a link to this video. But other than that, to stop myself from rambling on like the beginning, let's roll some like beauty shots at the end. I guess that's really it for this video. Not much more to talk about. Thanks for watching. Oh, next video, right here. Next video, we're gonna have giant insects. Stay tuned for that. It's gonna be pretty cool. Okay, bye.